I do right now, right here. But I would not have Midas, and you can play this many ways. Obviously, since I expected him to have quite a few zealots early on, he didn't do a zealot pressure early on. But since I kind of thought that it might be possible, that's why I decided to start with Midas first. Like Midas with a decent micro counter archons, and they counter zealots, and that's why I decided to go Midas first. Also, this map isn't really that favorable for Neo Sauron, like another map, perhaps Othello, Destination, or many other similar maps with your second expansion having a gas instead of only be mineral only. Would be much better for this build, but it works on Blue Storm as well. It doesn't work on Longinus as well, though, and so on. Also, if you do not have a third gas right away, you might want to start your third gas pretty quickly afterwards. Like right now, I could probably already be starting my third expansion to my gas. I want to have that gas as early as possible, obviously. And well, one mistake over here that I do is that I haven't started it already, and I really should have. Also, you want to start your lurker upgrades as quickly as simply possible after your Hydralisk upgrade finishes. This is not only for Neo Sauron, it's just general advice, and you're really gonna do that. And especially when doing this kind of a Hydra build and so on, and even in general with this stuff, you probably should do like your overlord speed pretty early on. Over here I also made a mistake. I could have sent my Mutalisks to harass and kill his High Templars long before this attack and snipe those High Templars, but I wasn't active enough, and that really cost me kinda. Like if I had sniped those High Templars before they came to my Hydras, I would have rolled over his army with much more ease, and I would be able to end the game right now. But unfortunately that didn't happen. Also, I'm kind of having a careless macro right now. Like I really shouldn't be having 800 minerals at this point of the game. I could have started an expansion much earlier and so on. I also tried to snipe those High Templars, kind of forced them to make an extra psionic storms uselessly, since I just killed all of his army, and his army was pretty big, so I pretty much killed everything he had a moment ago. So it's pretty obvious that he won't really have anything to counter me if he doesn't have Psionic Storm. Also, I'm kind of starting my lurkers right now. Obviously, since he's producing units pretty heavily, he has a lot of cannons, and he seems to have quite a few storms. So I want to make lurkers for multiple reasons. For one, they have longer range, so I might be able to snipe his second expansion Nexus down. And secondly, they're also very good against Zealot, High Templar, and whatever else. Like lurkers, they're extremely strong against zealots, and they're pretty much the counter to it. And I figured that he probably doesn't have that many dragoons yet. Like at this point, I was just pressuring him with the Hydras, so he's very unlikely to actually have dragoons, since he's most likely just making High Templars so that he can have as many storms as possible to survive if I try to make a heavy Hydralisk pressure or something. So I figured that he won't have dragoons to counter my lurkers, and it wouldn't matter even if he did, because like right now, after destroying his army in the middle of the map some time ago, I have such a big army advantage that this game is already over. And seeing how now I killed his second expansion, there's really not anything he can do anymore. Like, it's over. Like, honestly, I don't know what he can do anymore. There's a very small chance of him winning, unless he's a considerable amount better than me. But yeah. I suppose there's not much more to this video really. You could also notice over here, since I wasn't using sound, if I was using sound I might have carelessly not seen those DTs sneak by. Of course it's not like you don't see your minimap if you use sound, but I probably would have been careless and not seen that that he was sneaking these DTs over here. Well, now I might, since I've learned to look at my minimap a considerable amount more after practicing without sound. But like before, those DTs might have gotten over there and killed that hatchery, and if that had happened, this game would have been quite even actually, since if I can't have that third gas, then he's not all that bad off. Well, maybe he would be in this game since I have such a big army advantage, but otherwise, no, not really. Also, remember to get your hive tech and so on pretty early on, and get your second evolution chamber and so on, especially if you're ahead. That's one mistake that I also see inexperienced people do. They kind of stay too long on their layer tech, especially with a Neo Sauron. You kind of want to get that hive tech sooner than later, and they maybe they usually start their upgrades too late as well. Like for example, they might be doing things like 2 evolution chamber until you have 2 missile upgrades on your hydras, and only then starting more evolution chambers for more upgrades, and that really does not work out. And that's something you want to avoid in general. Like that, you should only play like that unless like if you're extremely behind and everything. And if you're not behind, then don't waste your advantage by not making upgrades, not taking up, and only making hydras. And also notice that since I'm making less hydras, I'm able to have much more lurkers, and that's something that so many neglect.